Welcome back to B for Crypto. In this video we're going to find out what is happening with the overall crypto market. Is the bull run finally back? And yes, I've been away for quite a while, but now I'm back just as the price movement of Bitcoin. So we're going to first of all find out why I was away for so long, and we're also going to look at some charts of Bitcoin, Solana, the overall crypto market. But most importantly guys, yes, we're going to look at the news to find out what happened for Bitcoin and the overall crypto market and what we could expect within the next few days, because yes, the price movement came all the way back above the 100,000 US dollars, but now we have to find out what we could expect. Are we going to see a retracement, or is the price movement of Bitcoin finally going to break its previous all-time high? We're going to find out all of that, but before we're going to start, guys, smash up the like button and subscribe, because this really is going to be the beginning of a major run towards the upside. And if you missed to buy the bottom exactly here, where I told you it is not about timing the market, it's about time in the market, you must hurry up before the price movement of Bitcoin and the overall crypto market is going to explode. So without further ado, let's directly start with today's video. And yes, I've been away for quite a while, 45 days to be precise. But yes, over my free Telegram group, I told you, first of all, thank you everybody who stuck around, because sometimes in life you just have to take a break and really focus on what is important and to restructure your life. And yes, this is exactly what I've been doing. And yes, I wasn't away because of the crypto market being down, because my message was absolutely clear. And this is only going to be the beginning of a major run towards the upside, because we're entering what could be the most explosive phase for Bitcoin. And we have talked about this explosive move, because overall guys, this is where all the FOMO is going to start. If Bitcoin is once again going to break the 100,000 US dollars, and now we saw this recovery for Bitcoin all the way from the lows. So if you've been buying the top and you were in a major loss and getting frustrated, or even sold exactly at the bottom, guys, this is exactly what I've been telling you. The price movement snapped all the way back up into this major range where you've been buying. So all you could have had done is not to sell, to accumulate at these low levels to get your entry price down. And this is exactly what I've been telling you in all of my previous videos. We are here all the way up, and yes, I told you that the parabolic run starts, and this was exactly 6 weeks ago where I made the last video, and this marked exactly the bottom for Bitcoin. This was in this range round about the 80,000 US dollar level. So yes guys, I was once again absolutely right, because yes, this is just to scare all the weak hands out of the market so that major players can accumulate. And before we're going to deep dive into the charts, we're going to first of all look at the news. And the first set of news we're going to look at is the traditional finance compared to Bitcoin, because yes, this blue line is Bitcoin. We can see that Bitcoin was in this sideways move, and exactly from the bottom, being exactly here, we can see that Bitcoin had this major breakout towards the upside. Gold was going sideways, and now we see this dump for gold. And the traditional finance, guys, they're just lagging behind, because Bitcoin is once again outperforming the traditional finance. And this is exactly what we could expect. Bitcoin is going to absorb the financial system and use the extremely early. If we're going to look at the time perspective of the next 10 years, if you're going to buy Bitcoin now and start to accumulate, this is really going to set you free. But overall guys, if you're going to buy now for this most explosive run towards the upside, because yes, we've looked at the weekly chart, we saw exactly what is going to happen. We have looked at all of these accumulation phases for Bitcoin, where all the people were calling for lower numbers. Bitcoin is going to zero. Oh no, the bull market is over. And yes, what did the market do? It turned around, and we saw this explosive move all the way to the next consolidation phase. Once again, a sideways move, getting all the small investors frustrated, and all the major companies, institutions, or even nations, they have been accumulating. And once again, the price movements saw a major spike towards the upside, all the way to the next accumulation phase. This was all the way in these areas where we saw that everybody once again turned extremely fearful. A lot of small investors sold all of their holdings exactly here. And what did the market do? It turned around, and we saw this major pump all the way to this consolidation. And once again, all the bears came out calling for lower numbers. The bull market is over. This time it's different. We're not going to see this total hype phase. And what did the market do when all the small investors started selling Bitcoin? Yes, the market turned around. All the major players, all the smart money was accumulating Bitcoin, but you were extremely fearful. And yes guys, this is the message. It is not about timing the market, it's about time in the market, because if you've just been accumulating, you're doing absolutely fine. And this brings us to the next news. Top assets by market cap. Breaking. Bitcoin just passed Amazon and is now the 5th largest asset in the world. This is just big, guys, because a couple of months ago, Bitcoin surpassed silver and now we are already on the 5th place. This means that Bitcoin is going to absorb all these tech companies like Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, and even gold, because Bitcoin is the scarcest asset and you need to accumulate Bitcoin now before it's too late, because we are seeing the first signals. The spot Bitcoin ETF flows for May the 8th. Daily net inflows were 117.4 million and cumulative inflows were around about 40 billion. The total value traded was 3.87 billion US dollars. So you can see all this interest from companies like BlackRock. They have been accumulating 69 million Bitcoin, or Fidelity, or even ARK. All these companies and all these ETFs, they're accumulating Bitcoin. And not only all these major companies or ETFs, yes guys, breaking 1.5 trillion Facebook is seeking to launch crypto wallets and payments for 3 billion users. Yes guys, it is only a matter of time when they're going to accumulate Bitcoin for the balance sheet, and then we're going to see companies like Google, Microsoft, they're just going to follow, because big companies, they're here to stay and they have the long vision, not to just invest for a few months. No, they're going to invest for a long period of time to accumulate as much Bitcoin as they can. And this brings us to the next news. And yes, we're just going to look a short clip from this video. Tether-backed firms plan to acquire unlimited Bitcoin. This is not a drill. Billions incoming. Yes guys, we're going to see that billions are going to flow into Bitcoin. So let's listen what Tether has to say.
The aim is to get to 42,000 Bitcoin, then go beyond that, ideally to infinity. Infinity, just to be clear, 21 million.
21 million.
I think that this is a very exciting new company. It's, I think, stars align there, because this is the first time SoftBank is doing anything meaningful in crypto space, but in general, more precisely in the Bitcoin space. Then you have Tether. We are huge investors in Bitcoin ourselves. We have more than 100,000 Bitcoins ourselves. Then you have Counter, that has the widest institutional access that you can dream about. And I think it's very hard to find another CEO like Jack Mallers.
Yes, so you're seeing these major companies, SoftBank and all these major companies, they're going to accumulate Bitcoin like MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor. All these companies are going to follow, and all these major whales, they're going to accumulate Bitcoin. And this means that they're going to push the price movement of Bitcoin even higher. And that this was just a major manipulation, yes, to get all these weak hands out, not just for Bitcoin, but for the overall crypto market. And I told you, once we're going to see this turnaround, when the least amount of people is going to expect this major pump, when everybody is going to turn bearish, we're going to see that the price movement of Bitcoin is going to turn around and come all the way back into this major range where you've been buying. And yes, you thought of selling Bitcoin here exactly at the bottom. I told you, you should be accumulating at these fearful moments, and this is exactly what we saw for the overall crypto market. So let's go on the even lower time frames to find out what we can trade in the immediate short term. And talking about trading, if you want to trade all of these moves, make sure to sign up to BloFin. The links will be in the video description below, and also my free Telegram group. But most importantly, you can also join my free signal group where I give you all of my signals for absolutely free. We just opened this trade on SUI because the price movement of SUI is coiling up after this massive pump. We are seeing that we are forming the symmetrical triangle with a price target round about the $4.32. So yes guys, we opened this short-term trade on a 20x leverage, and we could expect that the price movement, once it breaks out from the symmetrical triangle, that we're going to see this major pump and that our take profit is going to be hit. Yes, the stop loss is quite tight, because yes, we could expect the manipulation, or that the market is going to dump before the US market is going to open in exactly 42 minutes. So yes, this is the game plan in the immediate short term. So yes, this is the game plan in the immediate short term for SUI. We have the 100 moving average, this yellow line exactly here, which is going to be our support. and maybe the line in the sand to stay in this trade. But if you want to open this trade, guys, go down in the video description below and sign up to my free Telegram group, because ultimately, guys, on the 4-hour chart, we can see that Bitcoin perfectly reclaimed this upward sloping trend where we saw this major dump towards the downside. We saw this dump. We formed the perfect double bottom with a lower low exactly here with a price low of $74,000. Then we saw this major breakout from this perfect W, and now the price movement is once again over the $100,000 and above this downward sloping trend, which is now going to act as support. And we can see that the price movement of Bitcoin has these pumps towards the upside, a small consolidation and a further pump towards the upside. And yes, we need to look at the Fibonacci retracement levels all the way from the swing low all the way to the swing high, and then we can see that the 23.6, which is normally a retracement level after such a massive pump towards the upside, yes, we could expect this being our worst case scenario and the support perfectly lining up with this upward sloping trend. And we could also expect that the 13 moving average is going to creep up all the way into these levels. So yes, this is going to be my worst case scenario, that Bitcoin is once again going to test the $101,000 level, and that we could expect this consolidation before further pump towards the upside. But be prepared, guys, we could also expect that the price movement of Bitcoin is going to see a fast recovery all the way to the all-time high, maybe a fast move towards the downside. But ultimately, guys, if we're going to break out from this major consolidation phase, we're going to look at the price target once again with the Fibonacci retracement levels from the swing high all the way to the swing low, and the 1.618 being our next price target from this major breakout. From this consolidation is going to be the $131,000 before we could expect this next consolidation. But with all this hype and all this FOMO into Bitcoin, and not only Bitcoin, also into coins like Solana, because yes, you once again had the opportunity to buy Solana under $100, which perfectly bounced off from the 200 moving average on the weekly chart. And yes, the price movement is once again all the way in these ranges where I told you to buy. So if you were frustrated that you're down on your portfolio, all you had to do is accumulate, follow B for crypto, and just hang in there, because yes, our price targets are still totally in play, and we could expect this major hype and this major parabolic run for Bitcoin and also for the overall crypto market, because this is only going to be the beginning of a major run towards the upside, and you're still extremely early. So if you want to be one step ahead, make sure to be in my free Telegram group, smash up the like button, but most importantly, guys, be for crypto, and we see each other in the next video.